The question is, how do I either go out to eat or travel and be on the Goodbye Lupus protocol or stick with my healthy eating? Because that's when a lot of people tend to go off plan. And the biggest reason is because you don't have a plan. When you go out to eat, whether you're trying to reverse autoimmune disease using the Goodbye Lupus protocol or the Goodbye Autoimmune Disease protocol, you're eating raw foods. If you're in remission, or if you're just hyper nourishing, but you want to stick to a plant-based diet that doesn't have any oils or processed items in it, what you order is going to be different. But the best thing you can do, and this works 100% of the time for me, is calling ahead. If you know you're going to a restaurant, as soon as you know where you're going to go, call the restaurant. But here's the key. Don't ask the host or hostess. They don't know. I've done this many times where I get on the phone, I call the restaurant, and the person who answers the phone is very friendly, but immediately tells me they can't accommodate me. And then I always say, please, can I speak to the chef? And every single time the chef has said, no problem. Tell me what you eat. It'll be a fun challenge. I will make you something every time. So always ask to speak to the chef. That is key. So for example, if you're on the Goodbye Lupus protocol, Goodbye Autoimmune Disease protocol, you're going to ask them for the best, most beautiful raw plate ever. Either a big salad and tell them the ingredients that you want, or sometimes they'll make just a really pretty raw plate with like a nice dip that's made out of avocado or something like that. But you just need to tell them. And everyone who's followed my advice has told me they've had one of their most wonderful meals at a restaurant, because what happens is when you ask the chef to make something for you, they take it as a challenge and they find it fun. The chefs have always told me that our food is the most fun meal that they make the whole day, because most of them are bored making the same thing all day long, right? They might have created that menu, but all day long, they're making the same food all day. But when you come, if you give them notice, they get to think about it and be creative. How do I want to make these foods look? How do I want to make this beautiful and enjoyable so this customer can have a great experience here at this restaurant and will want to come back? And the chef always comes to our table to greet us and tell us the story of what they made us. It's actually a better experience than ordering off the menu. Order off the menu, you get your food, you don't meet the chef. We go to these beautiful restaurants. The chef doesn't go to any other table. They come to our table to see how we enjoyed our food. And they'll tell us, oh, I was thinking of you when I was at the market this morning and I got the most beautiful Roma tomatoes. Oh my goodness, it's going to be a beautiful plate that I'm making you. And then they come out to see, how did we like it? Now, let's say it's last minute and you just pull up on a place. Okay. Well, then if you are eating raw, go to the salad area. And usually if you look at all the salad options, you'll see everything they have to offer raw, and just ask them to use those ingredients to say, hey, I'm going to be a little bit of a pain in the butt. I'm a raw vegan. I need to eat a big salad. Could you give me all of these ingredients, but no meat, no dairy, no oils on top? Maybe do you have a guacamole I can throw on top, or some pico de gallo? And usually they can make something for you pretty easily. Mexican restaurants, very easy, because they guacamole and the pico de gallo is there, and they can throw a salad together for you with no cheese or cream on it. If you're eating cooked food as well, it becomes really easy because most places have a side of steamed broccoli. I once had to go to a hotel. I got there late at night and I'm hungry, and I just stopped at the hotel restaurant. I opened up their menu, and it was somewhere deep in Texas, and there was not even salad. But on the bar menu was Brussels sprouts and bacon. That told me that there were Brussels sprouts back there. So I asked the waitress, hey, do you guys have the Brussels sprouts without the bacon? Could I just get like a large plate of steamed Brussels sprouts? And they gave us these giant plates, like with a pile of Brussels sprouts and salt and pepper. And man, they were delicious. And actually what the waitress said to me after that meal, that was really cool what you just did, because I've always fantasized about being vegan. I always wanted to be vegan, and I thought it was too hard. And you just proved to me how easy and simple it could be, and I'm going to go do it. I didn't even teach her anything. I wasn't trying to convert her. I was a tired, hungry person ordering something. And just my own act of asking for the food I wanted help somebody else realize that they could do it too. So when you go out in public and you ask for something special, you might think you're bothering the waiter. Meanwhile, you might be inspiring the waiter to do something differently. So those are all different things you can do going out. It is very, very simple. Now, travel. If you're traveling in a car, it's pretty easy. The cool thing about fruits and vegetables is they don't need to be refrigerated. What we normally do if we're doing a long car ride is we stop at the supermarket and we fill up our bags with celery, cucumbers, carrots, broccoli, cauliflower, and maybe some fruits. We put those bags right in the backseat of the car where everybody can just reach in and grab as we go. Super Easy. You can do the same thing when you travel on a plane. They don't count your food as your luggage. You have your carry-on, but then people are carrying shopping bags in that don't count as their carry-on because they bought their food at a restaurant or something in the airport. So your food doesn't count as your carry-on. So I will often take a shopping bag that's full of all my food, and that's just my lunch. And when it goes to the conveyor belt for security and they go, what is all this? I go, that's my lunch. And they go, okay. And so I bring that with me on the plane. Now, even internationally, you can bring your food with you. You just can't bring it off the plane. That's a no-go. You can't bring food off a plane in another country, but you can bring it all with you, and it's not hard to do. So you just have to plan ahead. And if you want, you can bring all your veggies with you into the airport and then buy the guacamole once you get inside. There's usually at least one Mexican restaurant inside of an airport. If you're in a hotel, you can still do it. We often stay at hotels because we're teaching in different places. Every hotel is right next to either a Walmart or a shopping center of some kind. And we usually just grab stuff to crunch and munch. So with the smoothie, some people will bring like a little NutriBullet, or even Vitamix now has a mini blender. Another trick I've done when I felt like a smoothie at a hotel, the bar has a blender, right? The bar, they make margaritas and things. They have a blender. So I have gone to the bar before at breakfast time and said, hey, could you make me a smoothie, some spinach and kale and some fruit? And they've done it for me, no problem. You can bring seeds with you. You can grab a little bottle of flax oil and put it in the ice box. If you go to a hotel that does not have a refrigerator, hotels, at least in the States, they do give free refrigerators to people who need them for medical reasons. So I've asked for a refrigerator before for medical reasons. They don't inquire what the medical reason is. There's always a way, is what I'm saying. And you can take care of yourself and get your health back anywhere. And it becomes a habit. I highly encourage you to enjoy travel. Go to the beach. Go see beautiful places. Enjoy historical locations. But go there to enjoy the culture and the views and the activities. But eat for your health, and you'll have the best vacation ever. I hope that helps all of you figure out how to do this and stick with the plan.